Hello everybody, JonScript12 back here again with another video, and today I bring you some more of that crossover DC action. Yeah, not Batman v Superman sadly, but the next best thing, Flash and Arrow. Yes, this is the continuation and finale to the two-part episode crossover between the Flash and Arrow. I'm JonScript12 as always, and I'm here to review Arrow Episode 8. The Brave and the Bold, and it was quite an interesting episode to say the least. Today we got our first glimpse of, like, basically the Team Justice League, TV Justice League, if you will. It wasn't as extensive as I was hoping it would be, but I guess we're going to have to wait till the season finale for that type of shit. But anyways, if you've yet to see the episode, definitely this will contain spoilers, so any way you can find the episode, watch it, then come back. But anyways, let's get started on this. First off, does anybody find it kind of weird that this Arrow episode might go down in history as possibly the funniest episode in all of Arrow history? I mean, like, it's I know it's the Flash influence on the show, but at the same time, it's so funny and so goofy that it's just kind of awkward at times. You know, like, there's instances, and once again, it's not a terrible thing. Some parts I liked, but some parts just felt way too awkward, like Oliver. Like, Oliver, we already know his deal. He obviously is not one to goof around, but pretty much every single sequence he has is pretty too lighthearted for some reason. Like, he has a lot of scenes where he's smiling. He has a lot of scenes where he's, like, laughing and, you know, cracking wise with Cisco or Barry. I don't know, it just felt a little awkward. I know they did it because of the Flash audience, and the Flash audience is obviously huge, so I get why they did that, but I just felt it was a little just too weird for the Arrow audience, you know, the people who are used to that Arrow realistic, dark kind of feel to it. But anyways, I think it worked here and there for their advantage overall, so. But anyways, the plot of the episode, if you've not heard or seen it already, is essentially Digger Harkness, aka Captain Boomerang, is raising hell in Starling City. Essentially, he's trying to get back at Argus, and Lila, Diggle's wife, or ex-wife, or whatever the fuck, essentially because he was put into Task Force X, aka Suicide Squad, and wants revenge for basically having built a fucking bomb in his head. So basically, that's overall his intentions. He's seeking revenge against them. At the same time, Team Flash comes to Starling City to help out with, you know, overall the entire situation. And of course, they also came to not only help out with Captain Boomerang, but also to pick up the evidence from Canary's murderer to possibly discover who it truly is. Even though, you know, we actually, I haven't heard that much speculation on people's thoughts anymore. But I'm still thinking it's Ra's al Ghul. Just saying, it could be the League. But anyways, I'll get to that later. Anyways, Team Flash teams up ironically, with Team Arrow to try and stop Captain Boomerang. Things go awry, of course, as usual with these type of things. Kind of like the previous episode. Basically, Oliver has a tough time trying to, you know, deal with Barry. Barry's obviously trying to encourage the humanity in Oliver, because Oliver's dealing with, you know, the same thing that he's been dealing with over the course of this entire season, which is, of course, him not being Oliver Queen anymore, and him being more the Arrow. And that's a big problem with him, because he thinks that he lost his humanity, which Barry thinks he hasn't. Which I think was pretty interesting. The overall episode was pretty much built on that idea, and it's really encouraged by the flashbacks. And yes, we got some more Hong Kong flashbacks. Essentially, Amanda Waller is using Oliver basically to torture, you know, Chinese people, which is weird. I still have yet to fathom the purpose of Oliver and Amanda Waller's, you know, thing on Hong Kong. I really don't get it, but yeah, it gets weirder and weirder. Like this, I don't know. I miss the island more and more. I don't know why, it just is. But anyways, overall, the episode was great. The action sequences were great. Captain Boomerang did a great job in every scene he was. Although I felt that, you know, some of his fighting skills were not up to par. You know, obviously Arrow does a good job at the fighting side of things, but, you know, because of their stunt coordinators are really awesome and shit. But at the same time, I felt that they could have done the Arsenal versus Captain Boomerang versus Arrow plus Flash thing kind of better, even though Flash doesn't really fight Captain Boomerang, which is weird, seeing as how Boomerang is a Flash villain nonetheless. So I was kind of hoping for there to be a moment between the two, being like, it's like, oh, so you're the fastest man alive, see if you can catch this or some shit. I don't know. It would have been just fun, because we all know that Boomerang is part of the Rogues Gallery, so I guess we're going to have to wait what happens later on. But anyways, overall the entire episode was great. I love the message they were doing. The Hong Kong thing was still awry with me. I didn't really get into it as much as I tried to, get into it. Oliver's intentions were good, but obviously misplaced. I liked how Barry continued to try and encourage more the human side with the Arrow, which was cool. Overall, the episode was great. I loved it. There was a lot of funny stuff that happened. Like I said, this might go down in history as the funniest and goofiest Arrow episode, but I think it worked to their advantage overall. Because of the Flash audience, they had to do it, so I think it worked. And yeah, the action, the death, there wasn't any death. Lila, of course, Diggle's now wife, or, fiance, is essentially okay now. I for a second there, I thought she was really going to die, because at one point, she doesn't have a pulse, and then, they send her to the hospital, and then, we don't really hear that much from her until the end of the episode, so I thought that was kind of weird, but she does not die in this episode. Boomerang does not kill her, even though he does try. But anyways, another really awesome sequence, I have to say, probably has to be the fact that Boomerang infiltrates the Arrow Cave, as Cisco calls it. I thought that was pretty interesting, because so far, I think there's only been, 2 villains to actually get into the actual, cave and get in there, which was, of course, first Deathstroke, and now Boomerang, so that was pretty badass. Everything was funny. Cisco Ramon's jokes were awesome. I think it's just hysterical the way they kept going back and forth, and the whole costume debacle and shit. It was just hysterical. Every single second on there was awesome. Cisco just does a great job at just bringing the comedic relief with anything. And plus, Caitlin Snow was awesome. Felicity was great as always. The action was good. The plot was good. I mean, of course, it was too obvious, but it was good for what it was. Another thing I really didn't like was the fact that they called it The Brave and the Bold. I mean, first off, The Brave and the Bold hints to Justice League. And even though this is kind of the TV Justice League, if you will, I thought it would have been more appropriate to do this when everybody comes to the fold. Like Firestorm and Atom, and possibly the other characters that they reference, like Elongated Man. Hopefully, maybe Cisco becomes Vibe. I don't know, like stuff like that. I was hoping that more stuff like that could happen and come, so we would have an actual, league on TV. So I guess we're gonna have to wait longer for that. But nevertheless, it was a pretty badass episode. Everyone kicked ass in this episode, and it was a good crossover. I definitely liked this crossover more than the Flash, and that's saying a lot, because the Flash is definitely superior to Arrow at this point. So overall, the episode, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. It was amazing. It was funny. It was great. The action was good. The fighting was good. Boomerang was awesome. The flashbacks were pretty decent. So yeah, everything was pretty cool. Although there were a few really interesting things that happened in this episode that I want to mention. First off, the Easter eggs. Yes, essentially, we got a freaking Bart Allen reference. Yes, apparently there's a sequence where Barry and Oliver go to meet up with Detective Lance to talk about a specific suspect they have in mind. And then Laurel and Oliver have a quick little chat, which I didn't understand. Why did Laurel have to be in the episode? I mean, like, she didn't have anything to do. And the conversation she had with Oliver was, like, just really useless. Like, oh, I heard the Arrow was in Central City. It's like, why do you care? You're not a part of the team yet. Like, like that's the thing I don't understand. It's like, why do you care about Oliver going to Central City when you're not a part of the team? You're not Black Canary yet, so I don't see why she really cared. But nevertheless, it was pretty funny to have Lance call Barry Bart when there is an actual Bart Allen there. It was just a reference to the character. I doubt they're going to do Bart Allen anytime soon, but it would be cool, like a future kind of thing, especially if we, mess up the time placement in Flash, with Reverse Flash and whatever, which I'll get into later. And also we got a quick reference to Slade. Yes, apparently at the end of the episode, instead of sending Boomerang to jail, Oliver decides to put him in Argus again, and in that little jail in the island with Slade. So apparently Slade has a new freaking bunkmate, which is really fucked up, in to say the least. So I guess that was cool. Interesting enough, there's been some big rumors stating that supposedly Manu Bennett will reprise his role as Deathstroke in Arrow Season 3. So does that mean we'll get Slade Wilson back in the rest of Season 3 when it comes back on air? I really don't know. I really hope so, because, Slade Wilson, Manu Bennett's performance as Slade Wilson was the main reason as to why I became an Arrow fan, to tell you the truth. So, honestly, I really hope it's true, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see until the rest of the season unfolds. But, overall, this episode was great. Once again, I give it a 9 out of 10. It was definitely awesome. Definitely one of the best Arrow episodes to come out of this season. And I personally really loved it. But let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. And of course, if I missed any other Easter egg references, let me know. And also another really cool, interesting reference, not to a character, but to a specific vehicle. Yes, during the time when Cisco and Caitlin come back, they obviously want to see the Arrow Cave. And Cisco's talking about the multiple weapons and devices that could be in the Arrow Cave that Arrow uses in his arsenal, if you will. And one of them that Cisco names out is the Arrowmobile. And if all of you really know, Green Arrow actually has an Arrowmobile in the comic books. And will Arrow get a fucking vehicle one day besides that motorcycle? I really don't know. I really hope so, because, I don't know, as much as I appreciate the motorcycle thing, it just, I don't know, it just, if the people at CW are really trying to make Arrow feel like Batman on TV, then why not? It just, who is it gonna hurt? But anyways, that's pretty much it. Overall, the episode was great. Barry was great. Team Flash was awesome. The villain was great. Team Arrow was great. Everything was just awesome. It was just a good, solid episode. But personally, if I had to compare the two, I liked the overall feel of The Flash and the music, but I loved how they executed it with this episode. But then again, you have to consider these two episodes as just one big, giant episode, so overall, it's just a great crossover in and of itself. But let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. Oh, God. But anyways, some interesting things to talk about. We got the mid-season finale teasers for The Flash and Arrow, which will be coming out next week, if I'm not mistaken. We got the Flash one first, and yes, Reverse Flash is coming to Central City. Yes, it's going to be so badass. Reverse Flash is officially, coming out and coming into the fold to freaking review himself as the main villain of the Flash universe, and I cannot wait for it. It's going to be Flash episode 9, The Man in the Yellow Suit, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be one really badass episode that I cannot wait to review for you guys. And also, on the next night, we get some Ra's al Ghul action. Yes, Oliver comes face to face with the Demon's Head. Yes, it's going to be so freaking badass. Even though the scene is a little steely, if you know what I'm saying. If you saw the teaser, then you know what I'm talking about. Come on, guys. I know CW cannot have a TV Batman. I know they can't do it. I know how hard they tried and how hard they continue to try. But did they really have to steal the most iconic Ra's al Ghul and Batman scene in history? Do they? Like, when I saw that scene, I thought one of two things. That's badass. And two, that's fucked up. Because that's supposed to be Bruce Wayne. I'm just saying, like, as much as I love Arrow, I'm always a Batman fan, like, through and through. And I don't give an inch to anybody who steals too much from the Bat. And, yeah, it was a little too much. So, even though I'm really looking forward to the mid-season finale of Arrow, I still feel that them stealing that from the classic storyline from the Batman is a little too much of a copy. So, in my personal opinion, let me know what you personally thought. Overall, I think it looks good and it's going to be epic, but, yeah. Ra's al Ghul and freaking Oliver Queen shirtless fighting with swords. Yeah, a little too much. A little too much of a copy. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see how it's executed overall. But yeah, it's too much of a copycat. But let's see what other Bat fans are saying out there in the interwebs. But anyways, overall, this episode was great. Let me know what you personally thought. Mid-season finales are coming very soon. Can't wait to see those. If you've yet to see my previous reviews, definitely check it out. I have multiple reviews for all of Flash Season 1 and, of course, Arrow Season 3. And they'll be going on break very soon and won't be coming back till, I want to say February, but I could be wrong about that. But overall, this was a great crossover. I hope you guys enjoyed my personal review of it. I give it a 9 out of 10, but what do you think? In the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought about Arrow and Flash teaming up together. What did you think about Cisco's jokes? What did you think about the overall outcome? Who would win in a fight, Flash or Arrow? And of course, what are your personal thoughts and expectations for the mid-season finale? Do you think Reverse Flash will reveal his secret identity? Do you think Ra's al Ghul will take Oliver's head? And of course, where's Batman? Where's Bat? I'm just saying, CW, come on. I know Warner Brothers is, giving you the hand, but just that scene alone, it should be Batman, not Oliver Queen. Come on, I don't know. It's a real mind fuck and a heart, twister. But I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. But overall, love the episode, love the crossover special. Very awesome, badass episode. Flash vs. Arrow was great. The Brave and the Bold was great. I can't wait for more awesome stuff. But anyways, let me know what you personally thought. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, and I hope everyone has enjoyed. It's been John12.